You've probably heard the phrase, blind as a bat. But what if I told you that bats might actually see better than you in some situations? Today, we're diving into one of the most misunderstood creatures in the animal kingdom, and debunking a myth that's been around for centuries. Are bats really blind? Or is this just another case of nature being misjudged? Stick around, because what you'll learn might completely change how you see the world, and how bats see it too. Before we jump in, don't forget to like this video and subscribe for more myth-busting animal facts. The idea that bats are blind is one of the most popular myths in the world, and it's been passed down for generations. Books, cartoons, even school teachers have repeated it.
Why?
Because bats are nocturnal, they fly in the dark, and they use echolocation, so people assume they don't need eyes. But here's the twist. Not only do bats have eyes, many species can see very well. In fact, some can see better in low light than humans. This myth didn't just appear randomly. It came from centuries of fear and mystery surrounding these creatures. From vampire legends to cave-dwelling horror stories, bats were often painted as scary, blind, and dangerous. But science tells a very different story. Let's break it down. Bats belong to the order Chiroptera, and there are over 1,400 known species. Most of them are nocturnal, yes, but that doesn't mean they're blind. Bats actually have functioning eyes, and their vision is adapted to low-light environments, just like owls. Some fruit bats, also called megabats, rely primarily on vision, not echolocation. In fact, studies show they have color vision and depth perception. Their eyesight is just tuned differently, not for daytime detail, but for nighttime awareness. A study published in Current Biology showed that some bat species have cone photoreceptors in their eyes, which allow for daylight and color vision. Another fascinating study by the University of Lund in Sweden found that the Egyptian fruit bat has excellent long-distance vision. And here's something wild. Bats can detect ultraviolet light, something humans can't even see. So while we walk around during the day thinking we see everything, bats might be seeing things that are completely invisible to us. Despite the facts, the myth lives on. Ask 10 people on the street if bats are blind, at least half will say yes. Even in pop culture, bats are shown crashing into walls, flying erratically, or as monsters hiding in caves. But real-life footage shows something different. Bats flying through narrow tree gaps without hitting anything. Bats locating small fruit in pitch black. Even flying in rain or fog, with no problem. They're not flying blind. They're flying smart. There's something poetic about how we misunderstood bats for so long. It reflects how we often judge what we don't fully understand. Bats became symbols of darkness, fear, and blindness, when in reality, they represent adaptation, intelligence, and perception beyond our senses. What else in nature, or in life, are we seeing wrong simply because we believed a myth? And here's something fun. Bats are the only mammals that can truly fly. Some species can live over 30 years. And yes, some do use echolocation, but not all. So next time you hear someone say, blind as a bat, you'll know that bats aren't blind, but the myth definitely is. So, are bats really blind? Absolutely not. In fact, depending on the species, bats may have night vision, UV sensitivity, and even color perception. Some use echolocation, others rely on sharp vision. The truth. Bats see in their own unique way, and it works better than most people ever imagined. What if this myth about bats teaches us more than just science? Maybe it reminds us how easy it is to misjudge, not just animals, but people too. How many times have we assumed something was true just because we heard it often enough? The more we learn about bats, the more we learn about our own blindness, to truth, to nature, and to the beauty of what we don't fully understand. So next time someone says, blind as a bat, ask them, are you sure about that? Thanks for sticking around to the end. Now I want to hear from you. Did you believe that bats were blind before watching this video? Let me know in the comments. If you enjoyed busting this myth, hit that like button, share it with a curious friend, and subscribe for more surprising animal truths. And if you thought this was wild, wait until you find out whether turtles really live for centuries. That's coming up next. See you there.